Hi, and welcome back to my channel. So you guys, this week's coaching video is going to be 18 reasons to give up trying to live up to everybody else's expectations. Yes, we all have been in that boat where we try to live up to somebody else's expectations of what we should and should not be doing. So if you're in a situation where you are always trying to please other people, I need you to remember these things. Number one, first and foremost, you are not obligated to live up to anybody's expectations, and you're not obligated to live up to everybody's expectations, okay? So life is under no obligation to give us what we expect, and you are under no obligation to give others what they expect. Do things because you care. Okay, do things because you know it's right. Don't just do things because everyone expects you to do it. That is a surefire way to live a miserable life. Do you know there are so many people to this day that are living their lives for other people? There's so many young people that are going to college to get degrees and stuff that they don't care anything about. Why? Because mom and dad either aspired to do that and didn't, or they did it and so they want their child to do it. No, stop doing that. First of all, if you're doing it to your child, stop doing it, okay? But you get the gist of where I'm going for this. Stop trying to live up to everybody else's expectations. If it's not what is designed for you, it's not what's in your heart of hearts to do, then I would encourage you to just stop. Number two, expectations just get in the way of great life experiences. Don't let expectations, especially other people's, get in your way. Truth be told, the unexpected is often better than the expected. Our entire lives can be described as in one sentence: it didn't go as planned, and that's okay. Number three, you don't need others to hold your hand every step of the way, and you really don't. Being willing to go alone sometimes, you don't need, be willing to go alone sometimes, okay? You don't need anybody's permission to grow. You don't need my permission. You don't need your family's permission, your friends, your neighbors, your enemies. You don't need anybody's permission to grow, okay? Not everyone who started with you will finish with you, and guess what? That's all right. There are a lot of times there's a group of people. They all start out together, going the same direction. But sometimes, by the time you get to the end of the finish line, you are a group of one because everybody else has fallen off. Other people have given up. They didn't have the courage and the stamina to go the distance, or they just didn't see the value in it anymore. And they said, you know what, forget it, I'm done with it, go on by yourself. Number four, you get to learn from your mistakes without unnecessary third-party pressure. You're going to mess up sometimes, okay? And we all do. You do it, I do it, we all do it. But the good news is, as long as you're listening to your intuition, you get to decide how you're going to mess up, which means you get to decide how you're going to live and what you're going to learn along the way. Number five, no one knows you better than you know yourself. Okay, nobody knows you better than you know yourself. See, people know, they know what they think they know about you, but they don't truly know you the way you do, just like you don't know me the way I know me. How you seem to others and how you actually are rarely match. Even if they get the basic gist of who you are, they're still missing a big piece of the puzzle. What other people think of you will rarely contain the whole truth, which is fine. That is absolutely fine. So if someone forms an opinion of you based on superficial things, then it's up to them, not you. It is up to them, not you, to reform those opinions. Leave it to them to worry about that. You know who you are and what's best for you. At the end of the day, that's all you need to know. Number six, only you can define what's possible for you and your life. Some people will kill you over time if you let them. And how they'll kill you is with tiny, harmless phrases like, be realistic. How many times have you wanted to do something and that friend of yours sat there and listened to you and smiled and nodded at the right moments, and then at the end they said, girl, be realistic. That can't happen. That won't happen. It pains me to no end when I hear people say that. You know, I used to be that person. May have said that to someone, and I realize now that is so that is so damaging, very, very damaging. Stop saying be realistic, because if that idea or that thought is in that person's mind, then guess what? They can do it if they put their mind to it. So I want to encourage you today to stop telling people to be realistic. Now, some things Some things, you know, you just may have to say that because some people are living a fairy tale life and we need them to wake up. But on most things, no. Stop telling people to be realistic. When this happens, close your ears and listen to your inner voice instead. Remember that real success in life isn't what others see, but how you feel. It's living your truth and doing what makes you feel alive. Number 7, in the end, happiness is simply living your life your way. I'm going to tell you something. I've met so many people over the years who have lived their lives for other people and they're absolutely miserable. And I've said to them, well, have you told the person that you live in your life for that you're miserable? Well, no, because, you know, they're happy and I don't want to. Honey, let me tell you something. Stop worrying about their happiness. You better worry about your own. There comes a time when your back is up against the wall and you realize all you can do is say, screw it, I'm doing things my way. Let me put a pin right here. That made me think about Frank Sinatra. I love his song My Way. And actually, I have it on my playlist. And I every now and then, I just have to listen to it and say, you know what? I did it my way. Someone else had what they thought was a good idea for the way I should do something, and I didn't listen. And sometimes it didn't turn out well because I didn't listen, but other times it turned out great or even better than I expected. And I could say, you know what? I did it my way. So sometimes you have to say it. You're going to do things your way. That's the earth-shattering moment. You stop planning for someone else's expectations and start making progress on what's truly important to you. That's when you begin to live life according to your own morals and values. That's when you can finally be at your happiest. Number 8, you can best serve yourself and others by giving yourself what you need. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive and pursue it at all costs, which means your needs matter, so don't ignore them. Sometimes you have to do what's best for you and your life, not just what seems best on the surface for everyone else. I'm telling you now, when you try to live your life for everybody else, you become miserable and you start to break down and you start to deteriorate inside, and people don't see it. All they see is the smile that's on your face. So stop living for other people. Number 9, rather than being confined by opinions, you get to create your own reality. Yo, I love this. I couldn't wait to share this with you. So if J.K. Rowling stopped after being rejected by multiple publishers for years, there would be no Harry Potter. If Howard Schultz gave up after being turned down by banks 200 plus times, there would be no Starbucks. If Walt Disney quit too soon after his theme park concept was trashed by 300 plus investors, can you, wait a minute, stop right there. Can you imagine 300 plus investors looking at you saying, you know, this is cute, but I don't think it's going to work? There would be no Disney World. One thing is for sure, if you give too much power to the opinions of others, you will become your prisoner. So never let someone's opinion define your reality. Number 10, you allow yourself the freedom to speak your truth. You speak your truth even if your voice shakes. Be cordial and reasonable, of course, but don't tread carefully on every word you say. Push your concerns of what others may think aside. Let the consequences of doing so unravel naturally. What you'll find is that most of the time, no one will be offended or irritated at all. But if they do get upset, it's likely only because you started behaving in a way that makes them feel that they have less power over you. And let's face it, when people realize that they have less power over you, it puts them kind of in a dark place. As long as they have that power over you, they're happy. Number 11, the wrong people won't be able to tamper with your standards. Remember, failed relationships aren't designed to encourage you to lower your standards, but to raise them and keep them up. So while you're out there making decisions instead of excuses, learning new things and getting closer and closer to your goals, know that there are others out there who admire your efforts and are striving for greatness too. Number 12, the haters will have less of an effect on you. Don't worry about the haters. Don't let them get to you. They're just upset because the truth you know contradicts the lies they live by. Period. Let me say that one more time. They're just upset because the truth that you know, the truth that I know, contradicts the lies that they live by. Period. Point blank. Number 13, your individuality can be openly celebrated and enjoyed. Constantly seeking approval means you're perpetually worried that others are forming negative judgments of you. This steals the fun, ingenuity, and spontaneity from your life. Flip the switch on this habit. If you're lucky enough to have something that makes you different from everyone else, don't be ashamed and don't change. Be unapologetically you, because it is worth it. Number 14, there will be less drama to deal with. Let go of the drama. Ignore the negativity around you. Just be sincere and kind and promote what you love instead of bashing what you hate. Number 15, you will have more time to socialize with the right people. When you feel insecure, you typically don't notice the hundreds of people around you who accept you just the way you are. All you notice are the few who don't. Don't ever forget your worth. Let me put a pin right here again. Don't ever forget your worth, no matter what's going on in your life. Spend time with those who value you. No matter how good you are to people, there will always be negative minds out there who criticize you. Smile, ignore them, and carry on in that order. You might feel unwanted and unworthy to one person, but you are priceless to another. Number 16, great relationships are not governed by one-sided expectations. So when it comes to your relationships, don't keep everything you need to say to yourself. Let it go. Let it out. Express your points of view. Communication is not just an important part of a relationship. Communication is the relationship. Communication, even when it's uncomfortable and uneasy. One of the best ways to heal and grow a relationship is simply getting everything on the inside out in the open. The worst thing that you can do is keep things to yourself. If you're not happy, you're not happy. Say so and move on. Number 17, you get to be yourself without competing with everyone else. When you're happy to simply do your best and not compare or compete, everyone worth your while will respect you. And number 18, last but not least, you are not obligated to anyone more than you are to yourself. Your relationship with yourself is the closest and most important relationship that you will ever have. So don't forget about you out there, and don't be too hard on yourself either. There are plenty of others willing to do both for you. And remember, if you don't take good care of yourself, then you can't take good care of other people. Which is why taking care of yourself is the best selfish thing that you can do. So I'm going to do a quick recap. Y'all, I'm trying to film, and my child is going through my laundry basket. What are you looking for, child? I'm going to do a quick recap, and then I promise I will let you be. So today we talked about 18 reasons to give up trying to live up to everyone else's. I am so sorry. Let me say that one more time. 18 reasons to give up trying to live up to everybody else's expectations. And so, number 1, we said first and foremost, you are not obligated to live up to everyone's expectations. You are not. Period, point blank. Number 2, expectations just get in the way of great life experiences. Number 3, you don't need others to hold your hand every step of the way. Number 4, you get to learn from your mistakes without unnecessary third-party pressure. Number 5, no one knows you better than you know yourself. And if they tell you that they do, they're telling a lie. Number 6, only you can define what's possible for you and your life. Number 7, in the end, happiness is simply living your life your own way. Period, point blank. If Frank Sinatra can do it his way, so can you. Number 8, within reason, of course. Number 8, you can best serve yourself and others by giving yourself what you need. Number 9, rather than being confined by opinions, you get to create your own reality. How awesome is that? And the example that I gave was J.K. Rowling. If she stopped after she was rejected so many times, we wouldn't have the Harry Potter books and movies that we have today. Howard Schultz rejected 200 plus times. If he gave up, there would be no Starbucks. And of course, Walt Disney, who we all know and have loved over the years, had he given up after 300 plus investors probably laughed in his face, slammed doors in his face, slammed phones in his ear, we would not have Disney World. Number 10, you allow yourself the freedom to speak your truth. Number 11, the wrong people won't be able to tamper with your standards. Number 12, the haters will have less of an effect on you, and you need to make sure that you do not allow your haters to have you changing your life and doing things different. Number 13, your individuality can be openly celebrated and enjoyed. Number 14, there will be less drama to deal with. Number 15, you will have more time to socialize with the right people. Number 16, greater relationships are not governed by one-sided expectations. Number 17, you get to be your best without competing with everyone else. Competing with everyone else gets you absolutely nowhere unless you are competing in a sport, unless you are in a spelling bee or something like that. Other than that, you have no business competing with anybody. It's not about them. Whatever they do, it's none of my business. It's none of your business. You do you. Be the best that you can be. And number 18, you're not obligated to anyone more than you are to yourself. So stop trying to do what other people want you to do. So that's all I have, you guys. I will list all of these in the description box below so you don't have to worry about taking any notes. And again, I just want you to I want to encourage you to stop trying to live up to everybody else's expectations. Now, I will say this. Some people are really not pushing themselves to their full potential. And so people have expectations for them and of them. And so in that case, yeah, you might want to listen to get your life together. But other than that, stop trying to live for other people. If you want to dig ditches, go dig ditches. Be the best ditch digger that you can be. And if somebody says, well, I don't want you digging ditches, I would rather you become a doctor. If that's not what you want to do, then don't pursue it. So again, that's all I have. Love you guys to the moon and back. Thank you so much to my newest subscribers. Thank you so much to those that continue to support me in all that I do. I love you so, so much, and I can't wait until we talk again soon. As always, if you have a topic that you want me to talk about, please reach out, email me, let me know what it is, and I will make it happen for you within reason. Till next time, take care.